Hello YouTube, it's Birdo Prey 5 again, and I did not expect to be back on line so quickly, and forgive me, I do not have, video is not going to work. So I was watching the Trackyard stream when all of a sudden here in New York, in Bayside, the outskirts of Queens, our power flickered on and off. It all went off for like 10 seconds, came back on luckily, but then I noticed on my security camera that the sky was lighting up blue like crazy. Nothing is on the news. Nothing was on the news until like literally 2 minutes ago. In fact,
emergency service workers in the area, are you hearing a lot of sirens?
Yes, there's definitely been a lot of sirens.
if you hear the news, they're saying it was a possible transformer explosion. While that describes some of it, I mean, this light was going for an awful long time, and I do have live video of the light. Well, I have video I recorded. This started at 9:12 p.m. So I am just going to get this set up so that we can see what was going on. Basically, there's really just a total lack of information. People have posted on YouTube, people are posting on the Citizen app, but nobody is 100% sure what happened. People reporting car alarms were going off in Flushing, Whitestone. That's miles and miles away from. They're claiming something happened in Astoria. My sister is in Long Island City. She was seeing this blue light, but she was seeing it from the direction of Manhattan Island, of New York City proper. Astoria is on the other side of her, so she would have to be looking in the wrong direction. If she said these blue lights were coming from over Manhattan, and they were actually coming from Astoria, she'd have to be completely backwards. So I don't know. I mean, I'm getting, also on top of everything, our phone line is dead. Our landline in the house is completely dead. Cell phones are working, knock wood. Okay, I'm getting email now, emergency email of police activity from the Notify NYC emergency system. 9:40 p.m. Due to fire department activity, expect a heavy presence of emergency personnel in the area of 20th Avenue and 31st Street in Queens. Consider alternate routes. Allow for additional travel time. 20th Avenue and 31st Street in Queens. I guess that's Astoria. Let's bring up our trusty browser. But I mean, on Facebook, things are going nuts. People are asking, God damn it, are asking what's going on. Okay, so that's that is actually, oh, okay, so that is pretty close. My sister is in Long Island City, which is here. So I suppose if it was happening over here, maybe she thought it was happening over here, especially if it was reflecting off of clouds. But this is miles and miles away from me. I'm over here in this area, and people all between. I mean, there's millions, 5 million people live between Brooklyn and Queens at least, and all over the boroughs, including New York City, including the Bronx. Power was flickering. All weird stuff was going on. Car alarms going off. Farther away, we didn't hear any type of explosion here, but definitely weird stuff. Let me get this video up, because this way you can see what I saw as it was happening. Can't believe none of the news channels are coming in with anything except nothing on CNN. New York News just did a little mention of it. Okay, I'm sorry, let me add this. I need to add source, screen capture, window capture. Which is it? No, not my email. There it is. Okay. So you guys should see it. Okay, so it says 9:12, and all of a sudden you see this blue light in the top left there. And in a little bit I do turn the camera to see it, more of it, but this is not normal. I mean, at this time at night the sky is pitch black. I at this point I asked my mother to go outside and see what she could see, because clearly something was the matter. People, I don't know if the lights flickered first, or maybe the lights flicker. I don't even know, because I didn't watch this first. I did not watch this first. So we might see all the lights go out on the block for a second. If the camera starts turning and pointing to the flashes in the sky, then we missed it. But okay, so I'm turning it. So then yeah, the light had already went out. I mean, look, this is what I'm seeing. I mean, I gotta be honest. The first thing I saw, I looked like a mushroom cloud. I will grant you, I knew it wasn't, because if it was, we'd probably already be dead now. But I was on Foley's stream, and I literally said I think we might have been nuked, because this is what I was seeing, and nobody's gonna fault me for seeing a mushroom cloud here. It was scary. It's still kind of scary because I mean we're now 2 minutes in, and this is still going. Whatever the hell this is, more than likely it is a power plant, a major Con Ed plant. And yeah, the blue light does reminisce of a transformer explosion. But just to be clear, no one is 100% sure yet what has actually happened. And yeah, and the fact that my phone is dead, do I have a dial signal yet, a dial tone? No dial tone yet. Phone is still dead. Maybe Verizon has lost power. Maybe they were pretty close to this explosion. I don't know. I mean, we have cell phones in the house, thankfully, so we're not cut off from the world. Internet seems to be working as I'm streaming to you. So internet is working. It's just cable TV is working. Just the dial tone's not working. So I don't know. And we're now at what, 3? This started at 9:12 and I think the latter half of 9:12. We're at 9:16. We're coming up on 4 minutes, and 9:16:30. Just under 4 minutes of constant blue lights flashing in the sky, and then just as quickly as it started, they stopped. At 9:16 and 30 seconds, they are done, and that's it. I mean, there's not. Thankfully, I don't believe anything else has happened since. We're going to go back to the prior, just to see. This was 9:04, 9:10. 9:11, 9 minutes, 9:11 p.m. Let's just see. Do we see the lights go out? Do we see any flicker before the lights start? The lights start somewhere during the minute 9:12. I think it's during the latter half, so I think we're about a minute and a quarter away from seeing it. But let's just see if we see the lights go out on camera here. And we might not, because honestly, this camera is not connected to a battery. Although my house is on a generator, the generator didn't start. So it's possible that when the lights went out, the camera died at the same instant, so we never actually see the lights go out. But in fact, it could be that the power went out at the time that we switched. My sister has texted to me, "Is the power back in other houses near you? We're good here." Yes, all good. They say Con Ed explosion in Astoria. God damn it, I wasn't watching. I was watching my phone. Huh? Nothing,
such a good old boy.
This is Zethon.
Never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw.
Hello. Hey, Addie. I did. I'm sorry. We were freaking out here. There was a big blue explosion in the sky, and the power went out. No, not a Democrat explosion, not a liberal explosion. A blue lights in the sky. It honestly, it looked like a nuke. It looked like a mushroom cloud. I mean, it was weird. It was freaking us out. The news didn't have anything on. Like, I managed to get a hold of my sister. She was seeing it too. I mean, she's like 7 miles away. Then everybody on Facebook started posting up, like, what the hell's going on? Did anybody else lose power? Well, they believe it was a Con Ed explosion at a transfer station, or whatever power station in Astoria, Queens, which is a ways, but all over the city, power fluctuated. There was surges and whatnot, and I was just watching on my camera because I catch the minute. I mean, this explosion in the sky. I do. In fact, I'm streaming right now. Yeah, I'm live right now. You're online. You're on live. Although you're not on speakerphone. You're not on speakerphone, but yeah, no, I went live with the video footage just so people could see. And okay, we did. Okay, wow, we did see the lights go out. The camera caught the lights going out. Well, if you want to go check online, you can. But okay, yeah, 9. Okay, take care. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I didn't know who to call. If I figured you were up still, maybe you had, because my internet went out for a little bit when the power went out. Well, yeah. Yeah, okay, yes. Trump has everything under control. I gotcha. Take care. Good night. Sorry to bother you. Yes. I won't be for long, but I am. Okay. So I'm going to play this one more time at 9:12:15. The blue lights start. The power goes out any second. It flashes off. Or did I miss it already? You blink and you miss it. I missed it. Okay. One last time. Around 9:12:15, the blue lights start almost instantly. All the lights flicker off, and they actually come on really quickly. But that was long enough to, I guess, reset my modem and whatnot. Okay, there. Everything went out and came back on. So by 9:12:20, the power surge came through, and yeah. And then for those who maybe didn't see it yet, the what we were seeing in the sky, I mean, this looked like end of the world, like, you know, what's going to happen when New York City gets nuked one day. That's the sight you're afraid you're going to see. It's what you're seeing right there. Granted, it would probably be followed by a shockwave that would wipe us out, but that is too close for comfort. Another emergency email from the city. Due to a power outage, 7 train service is suspended between 74th Street Broadway and Flushing Main Street in both directions. Just the 7 train, that's honestly not so bad. Okay guys, sorry about the comments. It looks like Transformers, yes, Queens, New York, but it's over though now. Astoria, yeah, it seems like it was Astoria. It looks, I had the map up before. It appeared to be the very northern part of Astoria, 20th Avenue. Con Ed has some sort of power station over there. This thing was going on for almost 4.5 minutes, and it was freaking us out. I grant you, in hindsight, maybe we shouldn't have been as freaked out as we were, but you know, that's what we were seeing, man. It was unusual for us. So yeah, this map, this red dot, this is where they're saying the explosion occurred. This is probably a Con Ed station here, and I don't know. I hard to imagine that no one was around. I mean, it is a very crowded area. Hopefully no one was hurt. This is the address that the police gave, but I don't know, maybe this is a Con Ed building. That's my sister.
Just a good.
Hello? Hey. Not much. I'm streaming the incident right now. Yes. The video. No, I streamed the video the cameras took of my video of it. Live on YouTube right now. I'm still live. Oh, okay. Yeah, it appears to have taken place in Astoria. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Okay. Take care. Bye. Okay, my sister's safe. She is headed back to her place now. She's good. DJ Odyssey says it wasn't him. Jason, if you're still here, I don't know if you lost power in Staten Island, but we lost power here for a couple seconds, and this crazy blue light was filling the sky. If you saw the video, you see what I'm talking about. My sis Diana saw it in Long Island City. People all over the city saw it. Apparently, we're being told it was some type of transformer explosion. This would have to be a major transformer explosion in Long Island City, or Astoria, excuse me, in Astoria, for it to be visible all over the area, on YouTube, not YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. You got people reporting car alarms going off, all sorts of strange things going on. I don't know what. I mean, obviously a transformer explosion makes the most sense, but maybe that energy surge or whatever happened ionized the air or did something, because it just seems a bit weird. Something more happened. Are we supposed to be seeing something on your screen, Joe? Well, I hope you're seeing like a map of Queens right now, of Astoria, and a fish tank background, but I don't know what you might have been seeing at the time, because it took me a couple minutes to get it all figured out. Commander Ironwolf, hello. Let me go through this. Dolphin, aliens are coming for your bird. Oh, I wish. I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for the aliens. They can come. Looks like a transformer blew at a Con Ed plant. Did find some cool pics of it online now. Fire was under control as of 15 minutes ago. Found on pix11.com has a story. NBC4 New York has a bunch of pics around 20th Avenue and 31st Street in Queens. Okay, so I guess we were all getting this at the same time. Found a picture, and I agree, it sort of looked like a mushroom. Well, I hope you saw the video, because I mean, my video that was literally what I was seeing, and it certainly looked like it could have been a mushroom. Rock, what happened exactly? What happened exactly was that at 9:12 p.m., power around New York City kind of went off and on for most people. Most people got power back. Some people might still be without power, but there was some sort of surge, and at the same time, a very bright blue light, dancing light, changing between blue and white and varying in intensity, was lighting up the night sky. In the general direction, I'm out on the eastern edge of New York City, of Queens, so I was looking, it looked like it was coming from Manhattan to me, but it certainly could have been coming from Astoria, which is like literally just across the river from Manhattan, so I have no reason to doubt it was actually coming from Astoria. And apparently it was just a giant transformer explosion, which we are lucky we still have power, because it had to be one big transformer to affect the entire city, and to be so brilliant and burn for 4 straight minutes. I mean, that is nuts. That is unheard of. Usually a transformer goes, 1, 2, 3 seconds, 5 seconds. Once I saw one go for like 20 seconds. But, I mean, that was it. This going on 4 minutes. That is almost unheard of, I would think. The amount of power going through that. I mean, it had to be like half the city. The power of half the city going through, there's probably a crater there, wherever it was. DJ Odyssey says, damn, wonder if it was Bumblebee that blew. Jibs, looks like a nuke. Exactly. It did look like a nuke. I was freaking out. I was on Captain Foley's live stream, And next thing I know, power's flashing, blue lights in the sky, looks like a mushroom cloud. I'm like, this is it. I'm going to die. The mushroom cloud's going to get me. And the last thing I've done on Earth would be send a super chat to Captain Foley and make a hint that he was going to be sleeping on the couch because he was making a joke with his wife. That was going to be the end of Bird of Prey 5. What caused the explosion? Oh, well, we don't know that yet. Unfortunately, I don't know if they're going to know that tonight. They might not know it tomorrow. Either it was some type of malfunction. It could have been deliberate. I mean, somebody could have sabotaged it. It could have been an act of vandalism. I suppose it would not be a very tempting. If it was a terrorist act, it was a bad one, because unless there's more planned or something. But I mean, it didn't do. I'm sure it did local damage where it was, but it didn't do any citywide damage. So I really don't know. More than likely, I'd say it was probably just old equipment or bad equipment or something shorted, some type of mechanical problem. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I feel dirty. I feel like the media that I'm speculating. The truth is, we don't know what caused the explosion. Seems a little too big for just a transformer. I would agree. I would agree, but I'm going to say I'm not an expert. I am an electrical engineer, but I'm not a power line engineer. I'm not an expert in that respect. So I will defer to people who know better. But yeah, offhand it seemed, I mean, this had to be a mega transformer if it was a transformer. Dibs, when you were commenting on the camera video, there was no visual on my end, but it caught up eventually. Oh, I'm sorry, Dibs. I hope most people got to see the video. I have the YouTube stream up in my browser. It lags like 30 seconds behind, so I was able to see the video through the browser. So I am hoping you guys saw it out there. Thomas Potts is reporting LaGuardia Airport is closed. That would be expected because LaGuardia is literally just across the water from this. In fact, going back to the map, this here, obviously this dot is where they say it happened. This is LaGuardia Airport. Up here is Rikers Island. That's the main jail, prison for New York City. LaGuardia Airport is here, and then there's another water, and then my house would be way over here in this area. But yeah. And just for the size reference, you know, right across the river here. Okay, I guess right across the river is technically, I guess it's technically part of the Bronx, but you know, this is the city, so it's all close enough. It's all close enough. I'm curious, Dibs, did you guys get any power surge in your borough? Power plant explosion is a cover loss. No power lost here, Joe. Okay, so I guess the power loss didn't make it to Staten Island. That's good. So, yeah, Queens, Brooklyn, and the city and the Bronx, people are reporting power issues over there. The aliens are coming for you, Bird. They have a book called To Serve Man with them. It's a cookbook! The book! It's a cookbook! Oh, that is a great episode of a great show. Astoria Power Plant went 100% oof. Yeah, could be. Calm down, no need to use those emojis as somebody's using alien face emojis. Do you remember that blackout in NYC a few years ago? Thomas, if by a few years ago you mean 2002? Or 3? But you mean like 15, 16 years ago? Yes, I do remember, but it was a long, long time ago. It wasn't just New York City. It was quite a big part of the East Coast, I believe, up into Canada. August 14th, 2003. And I remember it well. I was at work. We all went home. And then I lived on the 6th floor of an apartment building that, of course, had no elevators. So, and we'd go in through the basement. So it was a 7-story hike up to my apartment. Luckily, it wasn't terribly hot. Which could have been for August. And I remember I gave my neighbor, who I'd never ever met before that, turned out to be a nice old man. I gave him some extra batteries because he had no batteries. And the old people, I felt terrible for the old people because they were already out of their house. They couldn't get back up to their apartments on the 6th and 7th floors. I didn't know what to tell them or how to help them, and I made a few trips up and down. I did. I thought I would try to go help direct traffic. I had an orange vest and gloves and whatnot that I figured I would try and go do that. But by the time I got down to the intersection, there was already somebody there doing it, and they seemed to know what they were doing. So I believe I just walked around a little bit and went back up to my apartment and waited to go to sleep. Power ended up coming back on that night. The mob is not covering anything up. It's the Russians. It could have been the Russians. I can't say it wasn't. I would say it's unlikely. FN strikes. Sucre Team 10 is trying to use blue light footage in their UFO videos. Well, I'm the first one to call aliens, but I don't think we have any reason to think this was aliens. I heard noises when I was sleeping. I live in Queens. Okay, well, are you close to the equipment? close to where the explosion was. I would assume. Well, I mean, there must have been some loud noises. I'm kind of surprised we didn't notice any noise here. But yeah, they're loud. People were hearing static also. Well, yeah, I guess all that power in the air, ionizing the air, it probably heard. Probably people felt things. It probably had a pretty decent radius of where you know. I hope nobody like got hurt, like people with pacemakers or something. I hope it didn't kill anybody. I see it in GA. It's no explosion. By GA, do you mean Georgia? That would be it would be quite the distance, and it's an explosion. If it's an explosion, why then do they see it all the way in Georgia? It is possible that perhaps you're seeing a different transformer explosion. I'll grant you it's unlikely, but it is not impossible. I mean, I would say, what about everyone between here and Georgia who has not said they've seen it? So it would be kind of weird that you would see it in Georgia without people in New Jersey, like Southern Jersey or Virginia, saying they saw it. And I don't believe anybody's posted any pictures from those places. No aliens, no portal openings. How can you tell? Do you live in Georgia? People often use Photoshop in order to gain views. Blue lights were due to a large explosion. Okay, well, listen, I totally believe you saw what you saw. I'm not accusing you didn't. I'm just saying it seems unlikely that you saw the same thing we saw here. It is possible, I don't know. But I would say more likely is you saw an unrelated but similar blue light. I don't believe, I mean, it is possible the explosion might have hurt somebody, but the news here isn't talking about it. CNN isn't talking about it. If it was a major explosion that actually killed anybody, I would think it would be on the news. I suppose the 10 o'clock news is on now on some channels. But let's see. Fox 5 News at 10. They have a commercial playing, so they're not doing anything that important that they're actually reporting on. They still have commercials playing, so I don't think there's been any. I would think there's probably been no deaths. I hope there hasn't been, and I doubt there's been any mass deaths, because that would certainly make the news. You know, if it bleeds, it leads, and if they had multiple bodies over there, we'd be looking at round-the-clock coverage. That's just what they do.
I'm sorry.
It was an explosion at Con Edison Electricity. That seems to be what everybody is getting as the story. It must be CERN. I don't think it's CERN. I think I think it's, if it was CERN, we'd know. Well, you should, if you're still seeing the blue light in Georgia right now, then it's not the same as what we're seeing here, because the light ended for us an hour ago. And the light only would take a fraction of a second to get from here to Georgia. So if you're still seeing blue lights in Georgia now, they're not lights here. The sky here is black, normal dark again. Normal blackness for night sky. They're coming with the cookbook for me. Yes, DJ, they're coming with the cookbook. Wow, 22 people watching now. Guys, I don't know if you saw it. If you're new, I will gonna go ahead and play the video I took one more time. This is video from my security cameras. I'll play it one more time before ending for the night. Before I do that, DJ Odyssey said at one point you had 42. Wow, I guess I was breaking this story on YouTube. I'm glad I didn't look. I would have got nervous. But for anybody who's still here who didn't see it yet, one more time. Give me 1 minute to cue it up. I'm going to bring up the video. Okay, at 9:12, I'll skip this ahead. Okay, it's 9:11:57, and you can see in the top left corner. At 9:12 and about 15 seconds, you'll start to see a blue light in the top left corner of the screen, and about 2 or 3 seconds after, right now, the power just went out for a quick second. You noticed all the lights dimmed, the houses, the lights went out for a quick second. This started about 9:12 and like 25 seconds or so. This very, very bright blue light, almost like daylight, is going like crazy in the sky. And after about a minute or so, the camera is going to turn, because I actually decided, hey, I forgot I could turn the camera and actually see what the hell's going on. So the time on this clock is right. It's right. It's accurate pretty much to the second. So 9:13. People were looking up all around the city. They were seeing this blue light, this brilliant blue light flashing in the sky. It's been flashing for over a minute now. It's still flashing. I wish I'd caught it earlier, because it was probably even brighter in the beginning. But any second now, you're going to see the camera turn. There it goes. And I raise it up. I mean, just look how high in the sky that looks. I mean, that looks to be, I mean, okay, maybe we're seeing reflected light from clouds, from the ground, like maybe the light's on the ground, but from this angle, I would have swore that that light was coming from the sky, that it was coming from above the clouds. I mean, honestly, just looking at it right now, I would say that light is coming from above the clouds. But your things, optics, can play tricks on you for sure. But I looked at that, I was freaking myself out, because that that is never what you want to see in the sky. We're coming up on 3 minutes of constant blue, white and blue glowing in the sky. I mean, if I would have thought this could have been a transformer, yeah, I've seen transformer explosions before. I've been even close to them. I've been driving down highways during thunderstorms. I've seen lightning strike a transformer or near one, and I've seen the transformer blow, and it looked like this big brilliant blue light in the sky. And I don't understand. My Zethon sent a picture, but I don't know what it's of. It looks to be my screen. Anyway, I've seen those big blue lights in the sky, but they lasted maybe 15-20 seconds. And then boom, all of a sudden it's done. Almost 4 minutes and a couple of seconds to the minute that it started, to the second that it started. It stopped. And at that point, more or less everything was back to normal, except for the fact that my phone still doesn't have a dial tone. So okay, guys, I've basically reported on everything left to report on. I'd just be repeating myself again and again. So we're gonna call it a night here. For those of you who interested, we are probably 30 to 45 minutes away from Anti-Tracker going live. And for everyone else curious what was happening, I hope you got some interest in it. If you're still here, please like the video. Please subscribe if you're at all interested in getting updates like this. I will do my best. I talk about all different types of things on this channel, but breaking news, if I'm in a position to cover it, I will. So please go ahead, hit subscribe if you think you'd be interested. Have a good night, all. Qapla. And hopefully we'll know more in the morning. Hopefully nobody got sick. Nobody got hurt. Take care.